For this demonstration, I'm going to give some information about data logging and trending. We previously set up a analog point, and we'll use that point for our data logging and trending. This is a value that has a range of 0 to 9. Select Configuration, Data Logger. We need to select the tag name item we want to log. We're going to use analog1 process variable analog, and we want a frequency of every second, so we leave this as 1. Select OK. Now we need to go set up the trend. Say Configuration, Graphics. This is a window we created earlier, so double click on it. This value is the value that we set up earlier for that counter. It's a text reading animation, so it will rotate from 0 to 9. Select Gauge, select the trend, select OK. We're going to double click on it, select the trend animation. Now we need to select the pin. Each trend can have up to 8 pins. So we're going to select the analog 1 process variable analog. And now we can select the pin color. For this one we're just going to use red. Now we're set up. We select OK. Save this window. Save the project. Now we're going to start monitoring. I earlier set up this point for data logging so that when we go into the trend view, we'll have some data to look at. So select Start Monitoring. And here's our trend. And there are hundreds of settings for this trend. So let's set one so we can make this a little bit easier to look at. I'm going to right click on the trend, select Edit. And I'm going to go to the Y-axis, which is this axis. I'm going to change this value to 10, and I'm going to close it up. And we see the scale is 10. This selection here scrolls the axis, so we can move the whole trend. This one is for zooming the axis. So for this one we want to make this wider. We see that it's 5 minutes apart right here. Now we're making it wider. Now each major division is 2 minutes apart, and we can keep doing this as we need. We can also zoom in on all axes or zoom out. Go back to that normal state. There are many settings for this trend. Each trend can have its own settings defined at runtime. Let's quit and go look at one important variable or property in the trend settings. So I select Quit, yes. I need to go into Graphics, double click on Main, double click on this trend, select Edit, and then there's this More button. This is an additional settings for the trend, or static settings. This very last one is used to define where we want to store those settings that we change at runtime. If each trend you create has different settings, this file name needs to be unique for each trend. If you want all the trends to use the same settings, use the same file name for all the trends. some additional defaults. These are for how the trend initially displays seconds. Okay. That's it for this demonstration.